Hello and welcome back to Pattern Making with Let Morris. I'm going to just finish off by just showing you how to start to create the sleeve for this dress. The sleeve, it's got some puff and it's straight. And once again, we start off with the block. Always we mark around the block, which I've pre-marked one, and it's here. Once you've got that, what we're going to do is we're going to put a line across where basically on your block it's a short sleeve line section, because I want this piece to be section here to be fitted, and this we're going to open out and get our puff. So I divided it into 3 sections here, put a line there and one there. This is your center line. I've also drawn a line on my paper right across up, and I'm going to lay my pattern on there on that line like that, and I'm going to slash along here this line straight across here like that. I'm going to just secure the bottom half on my paper because I don't want that section there to be have any gauging. It's got to be straight as the drawing, our sketch. So once I've separated that piece, I am now going to slash on these lines that I've cut on both sides of this center line, my grain line, like this. So I've separate 1 and I'm going to separate 3. Line 3 from there like that. So I've got 1, 2, 3 section. So the thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to overlap a 1/4 and a 1/4 or 3/8. So I'll take that one and I'm going to overlap it. Make sure that's straight on your paper. I'm overlapping it and I'm going to open out. So as I open out, and I'm going to do the other side, I'm going to overlap it the same amount along there like that, and I'm going to open out like that. And I'm going to, as I'm opening out, it's raising, so I'm just going to raise this section here as well to match those like that. So I've raised it. Once I've raised it and you've got that all secure down, make sure that the line is touching the straight line that you've drawn, and you've got to make sure that you open out evenly along here. So basically, when you decide to do that, you've got to know the space that you've got here, from here where the gathers start, the gauging, to the center of the shoulder. If that is 3 inches, you're going to open that out 6 inches, and the same on the back here, right? If this is flat 3 inches, you open out another 3 inches. You can open out a bit more if you want, if you really want it full. So you open out, the more you open out, the fuller you get it. So, and that depends on the fabric that you're using. So here we go. So we've now overlapped that, and we've got that, we've raised that the amount it's raised when we overlap our center bit, making sure that it touches the head of the sleeve. So we've got that open out, and we've got that open out on that side, and we've made sure that it's evenly spaced out. You check that you've got 6 inches, your measurement that you've got in here, because you're opening it out. If you want it to finish 3 inches, you've got to open out another 3 inches. So you've got to measure out 3 inches along there, and then you put a mark along there, make sure it's even, and then you do the same thing on the other side. You open out so it's even there like that, and then you put a mark, and then you mark roughly up to there, and you do the same thing on this side. You mark from under the arm there up to there, and you put a mark, and then you just continue. You can see where it's curved in there, but don't worry about that. We're going to get that marking here along up to there, and then we're going to get a nice mark from there. So you just mark up to here up to where it's shaping there, and then you just put a mark at the end here along there, because you're going to go around the edge of the sleeve, and put your notches in so that you know that that is the back and that is the front. So once you got that, then you mark the bottom of your sleeve, because you know that's going to be flat, and then you come to the top, and then from this section here, which is the highest point, you just come around, raise the head a little bit more, and get a nice run, and you're going to take it back down into this section here. So all you do is to get a good run. So once you've got that, you can take these pieces off, right, because you're going to mark around there, and you're going to mark around this section here. So you take the pieces off now, and you can put them away because you don't need them anymore. And all we do is we're going to get a good run on the head of our sleeve. So with our curve, we're going to curve it around so that we get a nice run on the head of our sleeve, and we're going to take it back down into there like that, and then we just straighten up these lines here, so we get a nice straight line here and a straight line here, and then we're going to curve into here slightly, like we've got, curve it into there. You use your curve if you're not good at curving it freehand, and whatever we overlap here, remember we overlap it, we're going to just add it back on to the head, round the head of the sleeves here at the this section, and we do the same thing here, we add it back here, so we go out, and then we just take it back into the head of the sleeves here, and we do the same thing, we take it back, shape it into the head of the sleeve. So now we can rub out these lines that we have here. We don't need those anymore, so we get a nice shape along there. So as you can see, we've rubbed the lines out, so it's now a nicer shape, nicer run. So we've got to make sure that this line matches this line here. So before we do add the seam allowance on, or after we add the seam allowance on, we check to make sure that these two lines are matching. So in the next clip that we did, you'll see how we've done that, how we had the seam allowance on and where we put our notches for the gauging. So that's how we start off, by getting the head of the sleeve with our gathers in it. Right, so we overlap there. We first of all we slash. We made two lines and we slash it, open it out, cut along there, because we only want the puff on this side. We overlap to there, and we get that. We raise that up. What the amount we overlap, we raise it back up, so we get that back into there. And we do the same thing on this side. We overlap it, and we come to that side, and then we add it back onto there, and then we get a nice run for our head. So that's how we create the puff section for our sleeve. So you can watch the other bits of how we add the seam allowance on the sleeve on the other video that we did. So I won't go through that at this stage because we did it already. So I hope you will follow that through. Once again, I'll say, if you haven't followed through and you want to see this again, please send me a message, comment, like, and subscribe. And we trust that you will start to create something from your block so that you can see exactly how you can make your patterns and your styles from your block. Wherever you are, have a blessed day. See you soon. Bye.